New York State is now considering a surcharge against ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft, saying that it may reduce congestion and generate hundreds of millions of dollars. John Shumo has the details. John, what do you got?
Bill, traffic in Midtown crawls at an estimated average of 4.7 miles per hour. That is slower than the average speed of a jogger. It is down from 6.5 miles per hour just a few years ago. The reason for the slowdown? The rise of Uber and Lyft. The Taxi and Limousine Commission says there were 47,000 app-based for-hire vehicles in New York City in 2013. That number now, 103,000. By comparison, there are fewer than 14,000 yellow taxis. This change has resulted in more traffic, but some see this as an opportunity to raise more revenue. The state's new congestion pricing plan includes this proposed surcharge for these ride-hailing services, and that suggested fee is between $2 and $5 per ride. That would be among the highest in the nation and would generate some $600 million a year to help fix the subway system. Supporters hope the higher fare, this surcharge, would get people out of these cars and into the subway system. They also say fewer cars on the road is better for the economy. Bill, more and more cities are looking to take a cut of Uber and Lyft's profits. Chicago imposed a 15-cent fee on ride-hailing services to pay for upgrades for trains. So, Bill, the question for you is, do you like this idea? Should it come to New Jersey? Do you like the idea of the government swooping in and taking more of a company's profits if it would help out New Jersey Transit?
You know, it's interesting. The do-gooders can't seem to get on the same page. On one side, they've been saying for years, share rides, carpool, we need to cut down on traffic. Now, I was in favor, actually, of congestion pricing. Let's bring in the panel to weigh in on this. Congestion pricing made sense because you might drive people to share rides by raising the cost of having a car in there. But now if you put the same attack and tax on the ride sharing, you're killing it. Peter, what do you think?
Listen,
Stupid idea?
I was against it before. I'm against it still.
You're against all of it.
Because
why?
What they're doing is they're passing over they're passing the cost from onto the consumer. And so what are you doing essentially? You're punishing people for using Uber.
But that's the point. The point is to punish people for using Uber,
here's the point.
which may be a good idea.
How else are they supposed to?
This is a dumb idea because you can't push people to mass transit if you don't have a reliable mass transit system. Listen,
but maybe you'll have a reliable mass transit system
if it's between taking an Uber and getting into the city on time for a meeting, or getting on NJ Transit and
waiting an hour.
I'm going to pay the extra money to take the Uber.
Not only that, I drive. I mean, it's way more reliable. You can time it out. You've got 3 crossings to choose from.
Right.
If I have to be there at a certain time, I drive. I don't wait for the trains.
Here's the thing, though. If the truth is that every year places like New York City are getting more and more and more congested, that is not going to go on forever. Everyone can't just drive. We can't have zillions of cars in the middle of Midtown Manhattan.
Transit.
So we do need to fix mass transit. And it sounds like this might be a reliable way to actually have that happen.
Isn't this the problem with government? They want to drive toward mass transit that the taxpayers and the fare payers are responsible for, instead of this innovative ride-sharing business, which literally costs the taxpayers nothing. We should all have Uber. I say get rid of the buses and let Uber come in. I'm going to guess, John, that $600 million they would raise from this potentially wouldn't put a dent in fixing the MTA regardless.
It'll be mismanaged.
The goal is for it to be a dedicated revenue stream, but that, again, is a goal, and it's state government. So,
all right, thanks. Just ask Jersey politicians how dedicated revenue works. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. All right, thanks, guys.